school follows me on Twitter. Wait,
high school's account?
I need to remove them, actually. Yeah. Wait,
From
I
what, your
literally...
close friends store?
No, they're just like, they just follow me on Twitter.
Is it, wait, it's the official school account?
Yeah, it's like a Catholic
Do they interact?
Do they tweet?
Never.
What do they tweet? Like,
They tweet.
what's new in Catholicism?
They tweet, they're like, oh, prom this weekend. And I'm like, oh, like giving him the light when I want him to come. And it's like, it's like no retweet. I'm like, okay, shout out. But I still get the alumni email, so I'm not like disowned.
Ah, yeah.
So, but I don't think they're very proud of me.
They have a bigger mailing list.
Yeah. No, they absolutely
They've done way
do.
better marketing.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever collab, but it's fine.
I'm just imagining like a DM from your school that's one of those just like dummy tweets, like collab DM for details.
Yeah. Catholic high school does the one chip Pocky challenge.
No, they're gonna reach out to me by handwritten letter being like, you're bad for our brand, we're rescinding your diploma. Like 100%. I'm sure.
Oh, wow.
It's fine.
Is there any organization you think that they would like never say that you were an alum?
Birthright.
Oh, interesting.
Birthright. I once emailed them being like, please take, I've unsubscribed to them so many times they wouldn't stop emailing me. Then I emailed them like, please take me off your list. I don't want to be involved with your fucking Zionist propaganda. And then they like immediately took me off the list.
Oh, that's good.
But then 2 years later, I got back on the list. I wonder if they were like, she'll change her mind.
What did they email you about?
Like new birthright trips, which like I already did.
Wait, so you can go more than once?
They say you can't, but like you can go, like they want to recruit as many, you could go on birthright.
I'm literally booking my flight tonight. I'm like, Mama needs a vacation. Yeah. It'll be a role-playing exercise.
You're like, I'm not Jewish, but like vibes, right?
Honestly, I'm sure I have some Jewish heritage. Like my family's from Poland.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
Yeah, they have a great history with the
in
Jews.
there. Yeah.
Do you think there's a birthright for becoming bisexual?
I mean, I better be on it right now. I think it's starting stand-up comedy in Brooklyn.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That's like why I started it. To eat box. No.
How many years in do you get past?
I literally am so painfully straight. I'm like, what do I do about that?
Yeah. No, same here. And do you get people assuming that you're bi?
Of course.
Yeah.
And then, but it's always like white bisexual women who are like, wait, you're not bisexual? And I'm like, why are we in a fight right now? I'm just like trying to live, laugh, love. Like there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah. You know, there's a poster.
Well, there's something you could do. You could eat box.
You could.
Just do it once.
Box, yeah.
There's a poster in Claire's apartment that says,
okay,
just
you
do
can
it,
do
you
it.
stupid
No,
hoe.
that's not what it says.
Okay, what does it
say? You're spreading misinformation.
I'm Fox News.
It says, take a chance, you stupid hoe, which is a no doubt song lyric, you ignorant biatch.
Wow, I should read a book.
I love the aggression. That was beautiful.
Does that not shake you to your core? Like, take a chance, you stupid hoe? Gwen Stefani? Nothing.
No, I know who that is. Wait, what? Who?
Have you not studied?
What if I just had a poster that said Harajuku girls? That would be a big
I want a poster that's Avril Lavigne's Asian phase. It's just
Oh my god.
the Hello Kitty song.
Where would you put it in your apartment? Would you put it in like your bedroom or somewhere in the living room for people to see?
Yeah.
I
It's
would.
worse if it's
Question
hidden.
is, who do you want to explain that to?
I would blast it as like a gobo on my street.
For sure.
Just everyone
Yeah.
to see. What I do like about Avril Lavigne's Asian phase is at no point
How relatable it is.
is how much I feel like that. At no point does she do an Asian accent. It's the same Avril Lavigne accent, but she's going, come, kitty, kitty, you're so
Wait,
pretty,
I'm not
pretty.
actually familiar with this.
There's a song that Avril Lavigne has called Hello Kitty where she
Okay.
like
She
know about
eats
I
sushi
know
with
about
her
this. I do know
friends
about
Okay, that
this.
and
sounds
like
like a fun time.
it like wears the kawaii ears and it's
Okay.
like literally her just like going into the Asian market. And what's
Right.
crazy is apparently it worked. Like
do you mean
everybody
it
in
worked?
Japan,
What was the-
everyone in
She
Japan
was a
was like
predecessor
so
to
into
Chet
it.
Hanks.
Avril walked so Chet could run.
Yeah.
They're married now.
Beautiful.
I literally like, you have to be careful with me because I'll believe anything. I was about to be like, that's amazing. Like, I
Oh,
didn't.
I'm so happy for them. Yeah.
Love is love.
Wait, how did the Asian community feel about that song? What was the general consensus? Do
I
you
mean,
know?
I know all of them.
I mean,
And
Gabby is
Yeah,
a
you know
spokesperson for the
them all.
Asian community.
Yeah, exactly.
So
they all just
They're
started
having their
speaking to
Gabby
me.
phase.
they're doing your stand-up comedy.
Everyone in the Asian community is like, my mom's weird. What's
Ever been on a birthright trip?
Oh, have you seen Lucas's impression of me? It's
No.
all
Oh, yeah.
physical.
It's not very good for audio,
That
but
was
it's basically
good.
just me go.
That was really good. I wish I knew one
Yeah.
of your jokes by heart to like impersonate now.
Yeah, if only you were memorable.
Yeah, sorry.
I know. Not a lot of people
What are you
do.
gonna do?
I was looking at your reels last night. There was one, but I can't remember.
Wow. I think you should just go say that on stage. I think if you just said that. See, that's unfortunate because I have your fucking piggybacking joke memorized by heart. And whenever anyone says piggybacking, I think about it.
Oh
That's my
Because I'm in a graduate program. Everyone's always like,
Oh
to
my
piggyback
God.
on that. My professor did start saying to hitchhike off that. And I
my
like that a
God.
lot better.
Oh,
You
that's
should just say my joke and take credit for it. It's fine.
Ooh.
And then we can just be nemesis in the comedy scene.
Is that why
Nice.
you asked to roast me?
Yeah, because I wanna. It's too amicable, and we need to beef
It
it
is
up.
too amicable.
We need to beef it up.
You'd be a good. You'd be a great ghostwriter.
Oh,
You'd be
okay.
Yeah. And
In
you would
what
be
sense?
stealing from another Jewish comedian.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Not Jewish.
No, I'm not.
Well, yeah, you are because
but I'm
you're gonna
gonna
go on
be
Birthright.
when I go on Birthright.
Exactly.
Gonna go in birthright.
I'm gonna go on multiple of them
Because you can't.
because I can, and no one's stopping.
You think that if you went like to a synagogue and they'd be like, all right, these are all like the courses and everything you have to do, and you just be like, come on, they'd be like, all right, fine.
Well, I don't know because I'm only informed by Sex in the City when Charlotte tries to convert to Judaism, and
Yeah.
they make
That
it
was a
really.
documentary.
They make it literally. They make it really difficult for her.
Yeah, they do.
But I don't know what it's like in the 21st century. If you go on Birthright, can you just have like a really long layover in like Mallorca?
Sure.
And then they'll pay for that too.
I wonder.
Wait, I'm trying to hack the system. Wait, I bet I could literally finesse that.
I think if you press that organization, like, just dangle the carrot of like, I will join the IDF in front of, like, they'll give you anything.
Just be like, weather was crazy, we couldn't fly in, but
I'm
like,
literally a Christian going on Birthright. I'm gonna stop in Mallorca and then I'm gonna join the Israeli military. And this is all on the record. By
this is
the
a
way.
great spring break. This is beautiful.
Well, we should say who our guest is so that
Yeah,
so
it's
that the
probably a good
IDF
idea.
can find her eventually.
Yes.
100%.
IDF recruit, welcome to Two Nosy Meerkats. We are gonna recruit you all to the Israeli military. But not today. That'll be next episode. But today we have a fantastic guest, fantastic comedian, one of the hosts of Simpfest, a great show in the Brooklyn comedy scene. Give a round of applause for Claire Siemietkowski.
I'm so honored to be here.
I'm so honored
yeah.
that you're
This
here.
was literally a
We're excited.
dream of mine
Yeah,
to be
this is
on
our
this
100th
podcast.
episode.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, for me?
Yeah.
Wait, I feel so special.
We're
You are
having
very
like
special.
a more ceremonial episode next week, like not to like
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
that's totally fine.
victory,
Yeah.
not-
I'll come back next week. I'm free.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly.
So you have a stable job, right? Yeah, you're just free all everything.
No, I know. Gabby was like, I know you have a job, and I was like, I'm literally like, I'll just come. I'll quit. Whatever. I have 4 hours free.
Do
in the
I have a
afternoon.
job? No.
It's fine. Yeah.
Well, also you work remote, right?
Yeah, but now we have to go into the office 3 days a week. But this is my off day.
Do you like going into the office?
Absolutely not. I hate it.
No, okay.
I hate
What are
it.
your I know they might listen, but like what are your coworkers like?
I love my coworkers is the thing. Like they're really, really cool. They get it. We're friends. We have a good time. But it's
that's
like I
awesome.
can't like say too much about it. But like, yeah, it just the office. It's in the basement, but we're not allowed to call it the basement, so we call it the lower level.
What will
Okay.
happen to you if you call it the basement?
Like I'm too scared
They
to
come
find
after
out.
her.
Honestly,
Yeah.
But there are no windows or anything, and so it's just like depressing, especially when it's nice out. I don't want to be in there.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in this basement recording with you guys.
Yeah.
which is good because
The lack of sunlight here is different.
It is. It literally is. We have a ring light at least.
and somehow there's a plant
I
that's
know.
Yeah.
reminding.
We have. I mean, it's clearly from Michael's Arts and Crafts. But
Oh, yeah, this is
And we love it.
my dumbass.
no, I
This
actually
plant
do
is
like
fake.
it. I didn't mean to walk in and start criticizing everything and insulting both of you. But the plants in our office, like they try to keep them alive by putting like the plant LED lights like directly on them.
Oh, yeah.
And they're still dying. And I'm like,
Oh,
how
no.
do you not see that this is a metaphor for our
Capitalism.
spirits? No,
Yeah.
well, it's a nonprofit, but yeah, still capitalism.
I think nonprofits are the ultimate capitalist.
I know that's true.
failure.
I just try to like get people to think that I'm a good person by working for nonprofits.
Oh, so you don't actually work for a non?
No, I
see what
do,
you're doing. Okay.
but that kind of like gives me license to act like a crazy bitch outside
Right.
of 9 to
to
5
just
hours.
really just buy into capitalism in every other area of life.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing right now to make the world a worse place?
that is making the world a worse place.
Yes.
I mean, doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
100%.
Have you seen
just
it?
kind of like the things I say to people and about them behind their backs.
Yeah.
Just kind of a raging bitch. Yeah.
Did I tell you, Claire, one time
I'm so scared for what you're about to say.
I spoke about this, I think, on a previous episode of the podcast. I'm also, like, I guess not supposed to speak about it. But at my old job, I was put on HR suspension because they found my GChats.
What was in your
But your
GChats?
personal GChat or your work GChat?
No, my work GChat.
Oh,
Because I was
okay.
so stupid. And
What were you doing? Showing holes?
we talk mad shit on Microsoft Teams. Like, we would...
Delete it.
But I think it's too late. Like, once they have it, but they don't do anything about it.
They will read it eventually.
What did you say?
I was just like, oh, like, she's a bitch.
Yeah, that's what I'm
She's a
saying
cunt.
every day.
Like,
yeah.
he's so
I haven't said
stupid.
cunt on Teams, but like, and I haven't called someone a bitch on Teams because I saw Tina Sieben posted like on Twitter, like she called her boss a bitch and then they like printed it out and showed it to her, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for me, they just read me a list of like adjectives that described the messages I sent, and it was like mean, unprofessional. I think they said mean twice actually because they were pretty hurt by it.
Okay, be original.
Did the people that you were writing about read the messages?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
but not all of them.
See, I'm not talking about anyone in HR. I'm just talking about like my boss and the boss's boss. And
I think
everyone
only
else.
people.
Can they look at
But
any
everyone-
of those conversations? Can they just?
Oh, yeah.
Like the
I
boss
think
could just like
HR,
read everything.
But I don't think like our chief development officer could.
Okay.
I don't know.
I've never had this situation. I've only ever had people that I liked that I worked with until today. No.
But you don't seem like you talk a lot of shit.
Oh, I do. You need to get to know me better.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why we're here today.
I do talk shit. My last job though, I also really liked my coworkers, and I
Yeah.
didn't say much against them.
Also,
Yeah.
I think Lucas, when you talk shit, you're very like you're doing it from a place of like, I kind of wish this person hadn't done this.
Oh, that's so nice.
Like sometimes I'm like, be meaner.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never really seen you be mean, except for at roasts when you're
Yeah.
supposed to be mean.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I allowed Gabby into my home, and she just went off and was like the hugest bitch I've ever seen or heard. And I was just surprised, honestly. I wasn't expecting that. You popped off.
Here's why Avril Lavigne was totally justified.
Yeah, I came in, I was racist, homophobic.
Yeah.
Transphobic. I don't know. I texted Claire today being like, I think that you've come to see my insides very well, but I hope that the Brooklyn comedy community doesn't think I'm sane and normal. And she was like, I don't think you need to worry
No,
about
I was
that.
like,
I don't think
no
you're
one
sane
thinks
and
that.
normal.
No one, and also no one thinks that. But you have like a big, nice smile, like the dimples.
Yeah.
It's like I get how you would come off. You come off as like cheerful and sweet a little bit.
Yeah, but evil inside.
with scathing undertones. But then like I really got to talking to you, and I was like, this is a grade A biatch.
This is a person with poison in their heart.
100%.
Yeah.
And that's why I felt connected to you.
I really do. Our poisons.
Our poisons.
Yeah.
Let's embrace.
Do you remember like the first time you ever realized that other people also had poison in your heart?
Probably from a young age. I just remember like being in elementary school, and one day at recess, like we were all kind of having impromptu roast battles to each other's face.
Whoa.
Like one on
that's
one.
awesome.
And like I went
Were
up
you
against
good then?
I was good then, and that's why I went up against like the boys who were in the grade above me, like in my sister's class. And I remember we
I should
just
be
like
scared of you.
saying mean things to each other. No, but I think my jokes tonight are pretty tame. I mean, famous last words. They're actually not. They're actually like mean and fucked up.
Good.
So,
Gabby's like, I'm gonna kill myself.
but I think I've always kind of like identified that in other people and like connected with it.
Do you
Yeah.
remember what you said to those boys?
No, I remember who I said it to. I remember like roasting Sam Mahanes to his face, and everyone was like, "Whoa!" But I don't
How did he
remember what I
take it?
said. I don't remember, but it definitely like ended fine because I remember like slow dancing at a middle school dance with him like the next week. So
Was he cute?
Aw.
yeah, he was cute. Yeah, I went to school with some hotties for sure.
Damn.
Okay, brag.
yeah. But we didn't stay in touch. So I hope he's listening to this.
I'm sorry to hear
What if he
that.
follows you? Is he one of the 400?
Yeah, on Twitter.
Yeah.
The 414. Well, he definitely follows the high school, so by me,
Yeah,
connection.
exactly.
If you get
Yeah.
that RT, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna try to like do a joint Instagram post with me in my high school to try to like patch up that relationship.
Just invite them to be a collaborator and just see what happens.
On like my piggyback doggy style joke. We'll see if they like that.
I added Barack Obama to my close friends story just to see what would happen.
I
Nothing
am
has happened
crazy
yet.
with it. Like I DM'd Jordan Poole last week asking
Yeah.
if he wanted to go on a date with me.
Has he responded yet?
I don't even think he's opened the message. I check every couple days. He hasn't opened the message. But he only has like 2 million followers on Instagram. You'd think it'd be more.
You would, and I'm
And
really
also
sorry to
some
hear
people just open messages. Like I've
Oh,
heard
yeah.
of my friends DMing people from like Love is Blind and stuff, and they're obviously less famous, but they'll open the messages.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've DM'd people from when I used to watch Are You the One? I would like DM them and be like,
Yeah.
I think your arc is really great. Which is pretty psycho. Oh, here's my most recent thing.
What did you do?
I watch the Bachelor and Bachelorette franchise, and one of the Bachelorettes, Katie Thurston, has become a stand-up comedian.
Oh wow.
And so I'll DM her sometimes and be like, what do you recommend in San Diego? Like,
Wait, where's she based?
she's based in San Diego.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to San Diego for like one day this
Okay.
week.
Did
So
she
Ooh,
respond?
okay.
she said the
Oh,
best
wow.
mics are on a day you're not here, but like go to this mic. So I think I will. And then
Did
I
they
said,
cancel the mics because you're going? And they were like,
yeah, they were like, oh,
Yeah.
of that. I said, what's the mic's Instagram? And then she never responded. And then I wrote back,
Aw.
found it.
you're like, hey, please don't forget about me.
Oh my God. I still haven't had a response from Christine Quinn from Selling Sunset.
Oh, wow.
I messaged her.
What'd you say?
It was such a shit post of a message. I was like, hey, I hear you're an up and comer in the comedy scene. Would you want to come on my podcast?
She's not doing comedy, is she? No. Oh, okay.
But she's
I would love
hilarious.
that,
I would love for
I
her
would-
to be on this podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We would die.
Wow.
We're
That's
huge
why
fans.
we messaged. Lucas messaged her. We were like,
Yeah.
we like want her on the podcast so badly because
Yeah.
we're such huge Selling Sunset fans.
Yeah.
I only watched the first season, like a little bit of the first season.
Oh, you need to get more in.
Yeah.
You need
I
to
know.
get more
I
in.
just, that kind of stuff, I feel myself getting stupider as I watch it. And I'm just like,
It's
I
fun.
don't have a lot to lose at this point. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I have to be really careful.
We
Yeah.
talked a little bit about Love is Blind with Olivia Senna last week.
Okay.
Do you watch?
I watched not the season we're currently in, but the last season with like Raven and Bartiz.
Oh
It
my
was-
God.
it was-
Bartiz as a kid.
I saw that. I literally saw that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too cuckoo for me. The fact that they don't know whether or not they're gonna actually get married, but they go through the ceremony of going to the altar, and
That's what I
and
think.
Crazy.
It's psycho.
and it's like
That's what I can't
they're
stand.
being left at the altar. I'm like, we could avoid all of this. Like, and all their like someone's grandmother is seeing them being left at the altar, and I'm just like, you're gonna put that woman into cardiac arrest, and then you're gonna have a lawsuit on your hands. I'm just like,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
When like, is it Nancy's brother who's like, hey, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Why would you put us through this? I was like, I'm on your side.
I
dude.
literally, and then Nancy's
Yeah.
family was going crazy, and she was like getting embarrassed. I was like, girl, let them go off because
Yeah.
they're in the right here. Yeah, it was too much.
Also, what a psychotic way to leave someone at the altar to say, I do not.
I know. Oh my God. Well, and then there was one, I forget their names, but the guy was really immature and he asked her if she was bipolar. And then
Cole.
Oh my God,
And then
yeah.
she at the altar went off on him and was saying how much of an asshole he was to her and like how badly he treated her. And I was like, why did you come dressed in a wedding dress then? Like,
I know.
She was planning that speech. I think
Yeah.
that she like really rehearsed that.
I think she
Oh,
gone girled
100%.
him.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to me, that's just like a little too crazy.
Would you gone girl someone?
Oh, I thought you were going to say, would you go on the show? And I was like, 100%.
Would you go on the show?
Yeah, definitely. Wait, what? I've never seen or read Gone Girl.
Gone Girl is
I get that confused with Girl on the Train. Is there a train in Gone Girl? What is Girl
Girls
on
are
the Train?
interchangeable. Wait, I don't know what either is actually.
Oh, okay.
Please educate
I don't
me.
know Girl on the Train. Gone Girl is a book and movie about a married couple, and then the woman like fakes her death and
Okay.
disappearance. And then eventually like kind of just like plays mind games with this guy until he like
yeah, I would do that.
becomes
for
like a
sure.
simp to her.
Yeah. Not to do it
Would
like
you do that?
I wouldn't have the follow through.
I think that's it. It does sound like a lot of work, but I do like the kind of emotional manipulation of it. I think that's like funny and interesting. But I wouldn't actually do it in earnest to like ruin someone's life. But like you definitely got to play those mind games.
See, I would let someone Gone Girl me. I just realized
I would do great as a simp. I would do great as a simp from.
and that's what being queer is ultimately is like, would you let a woman Gone Girl you or not? If you want to be bisexual, like just let a woman have like true dominance over you and just see how it feels.
But I'm too like uncompromising to let someone have dominance over me.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, that's what I need. That's on my Hinge profile. I'm like, hey, gaslight me, manipulate me. This is what I need.
Treat me
This is
like
the
a
only
rag.
exactly.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Last night I asked Eric Martini like what I need to do to fall in love, because he's been like in love a bunch of times and I never have, and he was like, you need to just be a people pleaser. And I was like, oh, forget it. I was like, there's no chance.
What do you think is the closest you've been to being in love?
Oh my
That's
God.
a great question.
If we're gonna go here,
Wait,
Yeah.
oh my God, that is such a vulnerable question. And
Because-
no one's
but that is the question
no one's
that's
ever
gonna-
asked me that.
that's
Yeah.
the question that's gonna launch your
Do you
career.
feel comfortable answering
I
that?
feel comfortable
Okay.
answering. Yeah, there's no way this person is listening, and also like I don't care. But this person that I worked with when I was like 19, and we worked in a restaurant together, and we worked together like every day. And we were so into each other, but like nothing ever really happened. And then like it was like summer between freshman and sophomore years of college, and then the night before his last day in DC, we like hung out and like stayed hanging out till like 2 a.m. We didn't drink or anything, we just like stayed up talking. And then and I was like so into him, and then like he came and visited me in college later that semester, and we still never like acknowledged that we had feelings for each other, and we like ended up making out and stuff. But then he was like dating someone at the time that I didn't know about, and like I'm sure she didn't know about me. So he was like really shady with it, and then
Are they still together?
we never talked about it, and they're dating to this day. They might be engaged, I don't know. But it was like the most I've ever felt for anyone.
Wow.
I totally hear you. I feel like
It was crazy.
sometimes like those like love experiences are like after like 4 dates with someone. Like,
Yeah.
that's when you care.
But it was also like we knew each other really well. We spent like pretty much every day together.
Yeah.
Like
What were
also
your-
like working.
What were your jobs like in the
Okay,
restaurant?
well this
so?
was it. I was hostess, he was server, so it was like obviously
oh, so he like
That's the
worked
vibe.
with his hands.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, and also like I would like bring people to his table, and then he would like wait on them. I mean, it's like I'm literally just explaining how
Yeah.
restaurants work. I was
The
just
way
like,
he handled
I'm
multiple
like, well, I
plates.
guess I was like in love, because if I'm like, wow, the way he waited on those tables, it's just like
Oh my
the
God,
way,
the
the way he dropped
dexterity.
those boneless chicken wings. I'm like, okay, all right.
But that's when you really love someone. If like they take a step and they're like, oh my God, he took such a cute step. Here's how steps work. You walk with one foot and then your other foot.
No, I know. I was like really, I was like so smitten. And I remember like when I got to college, like that semester, I had kind of started seeing someone, but I like really wasn't into him. It was just kind of like to fill the void.
Yeah.
You were just thinking back, like, oh my God, the way he took those orders
The
down
way
on that
he
notepad.
rolled those
Ugh.
napkins, having a hot and bothered.
Oh my God, a
Yeah.
dove, eat me out.
Yeah, but that was we weren't even in a relationship. Like I've not really been close to being in love.
Yeah.
I guess. And in a way that's like it's mutual and we've communicated it to each other. I've not been in that many relationships.
I'm just thinking, like, I know your girlfriend so well. What if I was like, you ever been in love?
This is where Lukas admits he and my girlfriend have been dating for years. And that's really beautiful. We can share. We share a podcast. We
do,
share a
yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah. Exactly.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I went cheese shopping with Sylvie in London. We had
Yeah.
a great day.
Oh my
Yeah, they
god.
went-
Yeah, we were. We just had a great time chilling.
Just the two of you?
Oh no, it was she was visiting a friend of hers who was in London, and
Okay.
like a group of us went out
Oh,
and just
nice.
like did like a little bit of Christmas shopping. We had a great day.
Oh
Have
my
you
gosh,
been to
that's beautiful.
London?
I have. Yeah, my best friend lives there, so I've been there a couple of times.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah, I forgot you've been like everywhere because you're French.
You're so well traveled. Name
thank
every
you.
place you've been.
I've been to a lot of places. I sound like a dickhead. I know that. But I was born in France, but I don't really remember living there. But then, like in high school, my family, like my parents took me and my sister to like around Europe a lot because they lived in Europe when my sister and I were born. I was born in France. She was born in the Netherlands. So they wanted to show us like everywhere where they traveled and where they lived and like meet their family and friends like who lived over there. So we went to like Germany, Italy, France. I've been to Spain, like a lot of places in Western Europe. Been to Morocco and
Whoa.
yeah, it
Are you
was
saying
cool.
Morocco is Europe?
No, but I'm saying like beyond Europe. I mean, basically, you know, the Strait of Gibraltar is like this big, so
Yeah, oh,
It's
yeah.
her Morocco era. Like Avril's Asian era.
The Staten Island of Europe. Just like, it's basically it. Come on, can we be real?
it is, but it isn't. It is, but it isn't. Yeah, so I've been in London a couple times. I don't love it that much. I know that you have family
Yeah,
there.
I do. Yeah, my mom lives there. I love London a lot. I'm
Yeah.
taking this to heart.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
it is a
I don't really
personal
like
front.
London
Yeah.
either. I'll
You.
admit it.
okay.
I liked it. I actually.
It doesn't like you either.
I know.
There we go.
She told me. I liked it okay, actually. Like when now I'm like, I'd go back to London, sure. I remember like walking around London like sick. I had like a really bad cold.
Well, that's not London's fault.
It is a little bit.
Are you saying I own personal responsibility for literally anything?
Yeah. Yeah, your personal health, absolutely.
Okay. I just walk out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm banned from this podcast.
Yeah.
So wait, what did you do in London while you were sick?
I went to like bars and would try and eat like shepherd's pie, and they were mostly like really bad. And then I would be like, I guess I'll have a beer, and then I would like get drunk and
Well, that would make your cold worse.
That
is drinking
sounds
on
fun.
yeah. Oh, one time I went on a pub crawl in.
Wait, I
that's
don't get
fun.
how you didn't have fun doing these things.
These are all great activities.
See, I
ate shepherd's
did
pie and
have
then you
fun, but
drank
they
a
were also
beer.
like the only things to like. I could go to the
Yeah.
museums, but I was sick, and so I was
Yeah,
making
yeah.
everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But in the bars, everyone's already drunk, so they don't care.
Yeah.
And then I went on a pub crawl. I probably got sick from the pub crawl. Actually.
Right.
That part was fun because I like hooked up with a girl and
a local?
not a local, actually another American.
An IDF member?
You guys reconnected after your trip.
Yeah.
Fates brought us together here again.
We like both looked at each other and went, Zionism?
Clocked it right
That's how
away.
we clocked it.
Oh my god, the radar going up.
We were hooking up in the shower at like my
That's cool.
hostel, and then
That's so hot.
but then an Australian man opened the door and found us, and
How do you say what? Crikey.
he literally went something that stereotypical. He said something like, "Oh, sorry, mate." And then closed the door, and then like the mood was kind of ruined, and
Yeah.
then she looked at her phone, and it was soaked with shower water.
Oh.
So she like was mad at me after it. I was like,
Why-
okay, well
why
there
would-
goes the love of my life.
Yeah.
Aw.
Why would she be? That sounds like a great London experience, all in all.
I know. Why would she should be grateful.
Yeah. That's a cool day.
I become an incel.
Sex with you is worth losing a phone over. It's worth a $2,000 iPhone, basically.
That's what I said. I mean, it was a
Hell yeah.
Samsung anyway.
That's
so
a beautiful
forget
compliment
it.
to give
Literally
someone,
forget
like,
it.
hey.
I know. I can be so nice.
You can be
Yeah.
so, what did you say to me at dinner? You went, I'm actually a really good person.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
I say a lot of things. There's no way to know.
That's the title. Actually, a really good person.
Wait, no, wait, because Gabby asked me, she was like, what's the worst thing you've ever done? And I said something kind of like juvenile that I did as a kid. And I asked Gabby, and she was like,
I said some
she
Yeah.
said some real shit. But I think I like to do a bit of like being a bitch, but I think I am actually like a good, nice person.
I don't think you're a bitch at all.
Thank you so
Well, I mean, we'll
much.
get into like what we think of you like later on. Yeah. But
That segment is coming.
I
Yeah.
will say, I don't think you're a bitch, but when you did, when I saw the first Simpfest show, I was like, this girl's crazy.
Wait, what did I do that was crazy? I 100% believe you.
That was the show
Which one?
where
Yeah.
you yelled to someone that you would give them an over the pants hand job to be on their show.
Yeah, I stand by that.
I remember that
That
one.
was really funny.
That show was really unhinged.
Which
And
shows your grit and tenacity.
Yes,
that's what
exactly.
I would say.
It shows my commitment to my career.
That was
Yeah.
the show where I brought a friend who's like not in the Brooklyn comedy scene, and she was like, literally, what is happening?
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that on stage.
Yeah, you
I
kind of
thought it
threw
was
that
funny.
friend at the deep end of comedy. Yeah.
But you know, that's how we learn.
Remind
I still haven't been booked on that show.
you haven't been booked on Simpfest?
No.
on the
Yeah,
show.
yeah.
The show.
Imagine
that
like you
show.
like messaging the Simpfest account like, hey, here's my
They
tape.
would love to do some time.
Hey, if you could throw me up here for 5 minutes, I'd be really grateful. Can you explain to the audience what Simpfest is?
Yes, so it's a stand-up comedy show in which my co-host and co-producer Carrie Keys and I examine what it means to be a simp. So we begin the show with the power. I don't know if I like look at the cameras or look at you guys. I'm like starstruck.
You can do whatever you want.
Do
You
it-
can
yeah.
the ceiling,
Look
you can
anywhere.
the floor.
Look at the ceiling. And so we examine what it means to be a simp, and so which, if you don't know, is basically a person who will degrade themselves to extreme levels in very embarrassing ways for the slightest crumb of affection. And so we do a little PowerPoint talking about what it means to be a simp, like recommended treatments to overcome simping, like ways to guard your heart and like deflection mechanisms. But we also talk about like good simping and the benefits of it, and like, you know, we're humans and we crave human connection. It's natural to want to simp after someone. And then we, the comics do their sets, and then after each comic set, we project a text or like a message from a dating app that either myself or Carrie or one of the comics has sent or received that's like really simpy and like usually like pretty embarrassing and like funny. And we talk about it with the comic on stage. And then everyone just like acts like a maniac and gets drunk and flirts. And it's so fun.
It's such a fun show. I've been a couple times. It's such a good concept.
Oh, thank
it's
you.
such a good. But I want to ask: is there, without like naming names, is there an example of a simpy text or action that was too far for the show?
Oh yeah, like there are definitely texts that I've sent that we could have screenshotted, and I was like, oh, it's too personal to me. Also, it's like if things are happening in real life, in my personal life, I don't want to get into that in too much detail on stage because it's like too raw. But yeah, there's definitely some that I'm like, we can't for Simpfest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there one that like a comedian who you booked like sent in like, yeah, absolutely do this, and you were like, oh no, this is not, we can't?
There was one for this upcoming show, and it was just like kind of, it was just a little bit cringe, and I had other screenshots for them that I would rather use anyway that I think were funnier. Because like I want them, at the end of the day, I want it to be funny. Like the goal is not to do gotcha journalism, it's to make people laugh. And so I'd rather things be really funny and absurd rather than just being like really embarrassing. And also if someone like genuinely likes someone and they shoot their shot and they're rejected, like we don't want to put them on blast for being rejected. We just want to like poke fun at, you know, simping after people. The show emanated because like Carrie and I would simp after people so hard, and we're like, we have a problem and we need treatment. And like we would receive really crazy messages too, and so we're like, this needs to be addressed in the community.
I love that. And the other kind of like fun thing that you guys do is you create this sort of fairy tale that people can live where you have an anonymous form where people can send their crushes anonymously to you guys, and then that person gets an invite. Your crush wants to see you at Simpfest. So it almost creates this like Cinderella fantasy for people. And
people like that shows
people
how
come looking their best. Like
honestly, like people who get invited come to the show and like hang out and drink and meet people and stuff. And the submissions are truly anonymous because one time someone submitted my friend's boyfriend and it wasn't my friend, and so I was like, I gotta get to the bottom of this. So I did pay the NGL like $7.99 to figure out who sent it, but you can only see like their NGL username, which doesn't reveal anything. So there's truly no way for us to know who's sending.
Is the username do people have their real names?
No, it's an automated computing ID.
Oh, is it just like random letters and numbers? Okay.
So there's truly no way to know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love that NGLs are anonymous.
I got hustled out of $8, but the integrity of the show is intact for sure.
That's good.
Yeah,
tech is on our side.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We are pro big tech at Simpfest.
Indeed. This is sponsored by ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT. It's almost crazy how anonymous like certain tech things are, and yet how like you can be swindled into paying for things. Like I have like paid services to like find. Well, I haven't like.
Find what?
Okay.
Your granddad's killer? Like what? Wait, who?
One time I got really mad at someone who I worked with, and I paid a service like $5 to do like a background check.
What? Gabby, $5? What are you gonna get their Twitter drafts? You're gonna get what they ordered at Starbucks that morning. That's it. $5.
You're gonna get the geotag they used in their last Snapchat. I love
anything.
cheap sleuthing. This is so good.
I just kept getting like deeper paywalls, and I was like, I'm not mad anymore.
Oh my god! Wait, what did they do that merited that action?
Yeah,
they This is so not commensurate. They like.
I'm so excited.
They snitched on me to my boss that I didn't clean the roof. Because my old job was as an office assistant, and I had to like straighten out and lock the roof. Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh, he snitched to my boss that like I didn't do it that day. And for some reason, instead of doing the background check on my boss, who was mad at me, I like did it on him because he snitched. I don't know why. There was like a thing like solidarity, you know, whatever.
No, I get that. He's your peer. He should like have your back.
He's my peer. Yeah. He was like my age. Like literally we had like the same birthday in the same year. So he should have known better.
Did you do a joint birthday?
Of course not.
Yeah, not after
I did a background check on him. Do you think we were buddies?
I don't know. Maybe that's a cute story to like become close to someone.
I hope he doesn't listen to this.
What did the background check find?
Like literally nothing, because they kept like being like, okay, now it's $10 more. I was like, no, I'm not even angry anymore.
What were you hoping to find?
I don't know, like a criminal record.
Yeah.
Like,
like, have you ever just like Googled someone's like criminal record?
No, I've Googled someone like hoping I would find. I've Googled like a name hoping I would like find that person. Like when we were trying to find like where my girlfriend's mom passed away during COVID, and we were trying to find like where her mom was buried because she wanted to be buried next to her mom.
Sylvie's grandmother, you mean?
It's Sylvie's grandmother. We were trying to find where Sylvie's grandmother was buried. So I did a lot of like, I felt like a sleuth. I was like looking up this woman's name and like trying to find like obituaries and like where she was buried. And we did like a lot of detective work. So that was like the one time I really.
Did you find it?
Yeah, we did.
That's so wonderful.
It was honestly crazy.
That's honestly such a fulfilling experience.
Yeah.
It was fulfilling, and it was during COVID where I had nothing to do. So every day I'd wake up and be like, detective.
Gotta get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was,
That's so
it was
cool.
pretty cool. We ended up, being able to bury her in the mausoleum.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's
It was
beautiful.
very, very nice. Yeah, I do some good things.
Wow.
Wonderful.
Yeah, Claire, I do some nice.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised.
Kind of a model citizen.
Yeah,
Just,
exactly.
kind of killing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did once, I once Googled my own criminal record because I did once get picked up by the police once and I couldn't find anything.
What did you get picked up for?
A weed?
Wow.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have a criminal
For
record.
like smoking in public?
Yeah.
Where?
The park.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was 19.
Yeah.
I was able to get it like off. I never set foot in court.
Yeah.
But I did I was in a cell for a few hours.
Oh my
It
God.
was like
They arrested you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Whole thing. Yeah. Very, very scary. But I became friends with a police officer the next day because I went back
Lucas,
to
the cop sympathizer?
Yeah.
They keep in touch to this day.
Yep. No, so I went back to the police station the next day. And then I spoke to this police officer because I was given it was in the summer before my sophomore year of college.
Okay.
And then I was given a court date that was in my sophomore year. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, hey, this is what happened. I feel like if I have to make it for this day, I will fly back to like be here. But if it's possible to change it, I would love to. And then like the police officer was like, all right, let me see what I can do. And then he went into like the DA's office and like spoke with her for a few minutes. And he was like, all right, you owe me one because I tried to like leverage, like, because I know that she's into me. I tried to leverage me finally going on a date with her. And then she took it, but then she wouldn't change your date. So now I just have to go on a date with her for no reason. I was like,
Wait, but that's not your fault. He's like bad at negotiating then.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
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 Very
that
weird.
guy actually just played himself.
Yeah. And then I was like, okay, you should go on Simpfest.
Next Simpfest, all cops.
Yeah.
Thank God. We've been needing an all cop comedy
Oh my
show
God.
for a while.
They would
A
have
cop comedy show.
Cop comedy.
Wait, so then he didn't get you a different date.
No,
he
he
had to
didn't.
go on a date with that woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then like eventually he was like, here's what I'm gonna do. He gave me his cell phone number so I could text him and ask him to like look me up in the system. And every like couple weeks I would like text him and be like, hey, could you look me up? He's like, yeah, you haven't been put in the system. And and after a while, like because you have a right to a speedy trial, and they didn't care about the charge, so they just like they'd never put me in the system. And then after a while, they just like the charge just goes away.
Got it.
So yeah, and that's how it happened.
What was your time in jail like?
It was very scary because I was high.
You're like, where are the snacks?
It was a lot, yeah.
Right.
You had one phone call. You phone call Papa John's. You're like, extra butter sauce. And they're like, what's your address? And you're like, jail.
Wait, are you a Papa John's girly?
Yeah.
Okay,
Big
over
time.
Domino's?
Papa John's is great.
Yeah.
Great pizza.
Yeah. It's great, better ingredients, better pizza.
Papa John.
I prefer Domino's.
I mean, I love Domino's too, but I think Papa John's is better. I mean, I'm always
A
partial-
Domino has never said the N-word though. That's
true.
a big difference between that and Papa
That
John's.
is true.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Did you see that
say
he went to rehab to try to learn not to say the
Are
N-word
you
as much?
serious?
He went to
Wait,
rehab.
I can't
for
publicly endorse Papa John's anymore. That's
Yeah.
I
need
thought
to
that was why
switch
you were doing
teams.
it.
Yeah.
No, it's actually not. But growing up, I always loved the butter sauce, and I was like really partial to that, and I still do.
Oh,
and that's why.
That's nice.
The sauces
And
are
they
so
have a
good.
really good rewards program, and the app makes it really easy, and it's a really good, dare I say, fun interface.
Continues to endorse.
Yeah. Like publicly, I denounce
Yeah,
Papa
yeah.
John's, and I'm like, I have 800 Papa points.
Papa points.
No, they actually just expired.
Use code Freedom for John.
Yeah. Use code John is innocent. Papa is innocent.
I was gonna ask you because you went to kind of a like more conservative college. You grew up in a military family. Did you ever accidentally sleep with any Nazi sympathizers?
No, but it's because I was a BFV and Big Fat Virgin until like a pretty old age, like when I moved to New York.
When did you lose your virginity? When you lose
I had
your
my vagine taken from me when I was 22.
If you find Claire's vagine, call this number.
I've been looking for it for years. Since 2016.
That's why it's been replaced with these infections.
Yeah, literally. I have so many issues. Mentally and physically.
That's
No, I haven't slept with any Nazi sympathizers.
Yet?
I probably DFMO'd with some dance floor made out.
Dance floor DF. What is that?
DFMO.
Yeah.
I've never heard this
Dance
acronym.
floor
I'm
make
learning
out.
so much.
Yeah, that was big at my college. Dance floor
Oh,
make out.
wow.
Yeah.
So wait, what describe like your college? Like it was a Christian college? Like, what was
No,
it?
it's a state school. It's in the South, but in Virginia, so it's
Okay.
not like Alabama or anything. And it's small for a state school, but is still a state school. So Greek
Gotcha.
life was big there, but it's also like the best public school in that state. So it's also like really pretentious. And like it was founded by Thomas Jefferson, and people like take a lot of pride in that. But then it's also like obviously hugely problematic, and a lot of it is on like land that was like built by slaves and whatever. So it's kind of like a weird place, but
Well, at least Thomas Jefferson wasn't problematic.
totally,
Yeah.
exactly, yeah,
Yeah.
I love that bitch. But my
get him
college.
What?
Let's get him on.
Oh, I thought you said he's kind of hot. I was like, damn, Gabby, you are bi.
Yeah, but
I'm bi.
my taste in men is crazy.
Women,
You're bi, but only for races.
Lucas Hedges, and then Thomas Jefferson. You got range, girl. Yeah.
It's true. Only for like the worst. Like Andrew Tate really does it for me.
Yeah.
I didn't know about him until Twitter like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I
Oh,
like
Until
yeah.
Greta took him down.
Oh,
That
I want
was
to see Greta
That was a great day.
Thunberg and Andrew Tate do a roast battle.
Oh, that would be a massacre.
That would be amazing.
I would love that.
When?
Who do you? What celebrity do you want to roast?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Jordan Poole for not
Jordan
responding to
Poole.
you.
Oh my god, no!
Yeah.
I want to have his babies.
I don't know who Jordan Poole is.
He's a basketball player.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays for the Warriors.
Get cultured. Read a book.
Can you actually DM him for me? He'll
Oh,
probably
yeah, wait,
respond
hold
to
on,
you.
let
Wait, literally do it on air.
Hey, I hear you're an up-and-comer in comedy.
It's so it's so funny because like I sent him the most earnest DM ever, and when I'm flirting with a guy, I'm never like cutesy and earnest. I just kind of like neg them, but with him, I was like, "Hey, I think you're really handsome, and I'd love to take you on a date next time you're in New York."
Aww.
And then I like did the emoji with like the little hearts around the face.
Oh my god.
That's so sweet.
It's sweet, yeah.
Look, be
Okay.
like my friend want to talk to you.
He's 23, but it's no big deal.
Oh, so you're a cougar. Be like, hey,
That's
I
fine.
know an older woman who is into you.
It's gonna sound like it's like your mom. Hey, my mom is really into you. Can you go out with her?
My mom is
My
single,
mom's
so
dying wish that she goes on a date.
Oh
with
no,
you.
he is very attractive.
He's
I get
handsome,
it.
handsome,
He is.
handsome.
Are you gonna DM him?
No, I can't do that. No.
Yes, you
That's
can.
fine.
No, grow up.
No, I just spent 10 minutes talking about how I've never been in love, and Lucas is like, I'm not gonna help this bitch out. That's fine. No, it's
Well, the
fine.
thing is, like, I feel weird because I don't know him that well.
no,
and that
it
I
would be
don't-
weird for
What do you
to
mean you
DM
don't know
him
him that well? You
I don't know
literally
him at
don't know
all. I
him.
don't know him at all.
As opposed to me, who like knows him intimately. Like
You
no.
know him
Wait,
really
do
well.
you watch basketball? Do you watch him
No.
do his sport? No.
I
okay.
like basketball, but I never watch it.
Where did
Except
you
for when I
first
go to
see him?
Nets games on TikTok.
Oh,
So I
yeah,
get
okay.
a lot of NBA on my feed because I like basketball, but I
Yeah.
just it's very inaccessible for me to like know when it's in season and like know who's playing who and whatever.
Sure.
Like it
Mm-hmm.
just seems like too much to
Do
follow.
you feel that way about baseball by chance?
Yeah, like all of them, I just get overwhelmed.
You're just like, I just hope you have fun.
I just hope everyone has fun. When like the women's national soccer team plays, like I will follow that and watch them, but they don't like they're not in season that much. Like
Oh yeah, because you used to play soccer.
yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I don't like follow the NBA, but I watch a lot of like basketball clips on TikTok. So
Yeah.
for a while I was getting a lot of Luka Doncic, and then now I'm getting all Jordan Poole. And I'm like,
Gotcha.
that's my man.
What are qualities that you find attractive in a guy?
Wow. That's a good question. I wasn't expecting to be so earnest this afternoon. I don't know. I like when a guy is funny, but I'm also like wary when a guy is funny because I'm like,
It means
like,
he has demons.
Yeah, it means he has
Yeah.
demons, and I think it means that he can like, you know, kind of almost manipulate women easily by like winning them over with like humor and charm, which I'm like, that's my thing. Like, leave that to me. There can only be one. I like height doesn't really matter to me. I like physically, I generally like when like dark hair, darker features, like a little bit of scruff kind of thing. But if someone's too tall, like I don't like that at all. Like
What is too tall? What is too tall? What's the
I
limit?
once dated a guy who was 6'5", never heard a word he said. I'm serious. And then we would walk around together and he was like hunched over. He was literally like a walking 90-degree angle because that's like the only way I could hear what he was saying. When he was like talking
Did
to
he have trouble understanding? Were you like, louder?
We only went out like twice, I think. And it was just like, it wasn't working. I'm also hard of hearing. And so it's like that height and my hearing, forget it. Yeah.
I do think it's crazy the way, like, I also just don't trust tall people.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you do? Like,
well, because I'm like, you
there?
know you're attractive, and that's, I don't know, something
But
about it. But a lot of times they're not, like, I don't find them attractive, they're just tall, and I think people mistake that for, I don't know, for me, it's like a personality. If our personalities vibe and there's like a vibe, then I'll like pursue that kind of regardless of like looks or anything. Yeah, which has definitely led me astray time and time again. But
yeah, sometimes conventionally good-looking people like are the move.
I know.
Yeah. We talked about this, that like the weird little freaks, they get in their way.
Yeah.
So watch out.
Yeah. I feel bad for conventionally attractive people. I'm sorry,
why?
I missed this completely.
Wait, why?
Why do I feel bad for conventional? Because I think that a lot of popular media rewards people who are quirky, and that people, I think, mistrust people who are like, oh, you can't have a personality, and they're like, I have a whole life.
But
I've had diarrhea. That's
that's true.
That's a
hot
thing.
People can get diarrhea.
Indeed, and I believe they all have.
Yeah.
I will say, last night I was talking to my best friend who just broke up with her boyfriend, and she told me about a fight they had once where they were in a bar, and she said, you know, I really like it about you that you're like kind of nerdy and like a little bit quirky. And he got so angry with her that she said that he like stormed out of the bar and like left the conversation because being called like nerdy or quirky was like the worst thing for him. And I was like, what universe do people live in?
That's insane. Also, like that's
wild.
so clearly a him problem and like an insecurity for him that like why.
Well, also, I'm like, what college did people go to? Because when I was in college, I was like, hey, gentlemen, and everyone was like, yeah.
A snapshot of Gabby's dating life in college.
Wearing like a straw hat with like a candy cane.
I always had a crazy amount of pull with men, because with men, you just have to go up and
I
be
haven't.
like, really?
I didn't know that like.
But you're so much hotter than me.
But I didn't know that people were attracted to me until I moved to New York. Like no one in college wanted anything to do with me.
But that's because that's that whole like you can't be quirky thing, like that world that we don't live in, where quirky is an insult.
Wait,
you know,
are you saying that I am quirky or I'm not quirky?
You are quirky.
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
And that's a compliment.
But like, I think that there are some worlds where people want like a true like vessel.
Yeah.
And that's bizarre.
No, I do.
Wait,
think at my school,
what do you mean vessel? Wait,
someone with no thoughts.
Like someone who's gonna like work for KPMG and then go to SoulCycle, and that's like their whole day. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I know what KPMG is.
Yeah.
I know what that is.
It's I hate that I even know this. I know this because of the culture of my college, but it's like a big four consulting accounting firm.
One time at SoulCycle, I threw up.
Wait, in the room or like did you make it to the locker room?
No, I like left and then I threw up in a garbage can.
On the next bike.
You projectiled.
It was because I shoplifted a
and
Cliff
it moved
Bar.
the bike forward like, oh, it's working.
I shoplifted a Cliff Bar from Whole Foods like right before SoulCycle, and then I think that's what I threw up. So I was like, that's karma, and then I never shoplifted again.
I've
You never
been to SoulCycle.
shoplifted again after
I'm
that?
not really a shoplifter.
Oh, I've shoplifted.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
When was the last time you did it?
Probably like, well, I haven't done it that recently because I don't like to shoplift at the Dwayne Reed near me because I go there a lot. But like I shoplifted from Target like a month ago.
What'd you get?
A candle and some nail polish.
Nice.
What's the thrill?
Just like, well, I grew up kind of being like a goody two shoes and like following the rules and like doing what I was supposed to. So I guess I just am like living out some disobedience that I never really did as a child.
Living out the outlaw lifstyle.
And also,
just
like,
a little
candles
bit.
are like $30, and it's
Candles
like,
are too expensive.
No, I'm not gonna do that. And then
Everybody shoplift candles.
yeah, and it's like, well, also at TJ Maxx, it's like they have so much shit there. It's like, I'm literally doing you a favor by taking this off your hands. Actually, I shoplifted last week.
There's too much merchandise. What are you gonna do with it?
I shoplifted last week from TJ Maxx.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they don't care.
Yeah, I just like took some conditioner.
Good.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
is
why your
good.
hair looks so good.
Your hair
Thank
does
you.
look amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
I remember the first thing I ever shoplifted. It was a chocolate Tootsie Pop when I was 4.
Oh my God. Wow. So from a young age, you took to
Oh
it.
yeah.
Wow.
No, but
I was too scared as a kid. That's why I do it.
Well, can I tell you, it like backfired horribly because my mom saw that I did that and knew that she didn't pay for it, so she marched me back into the
Wow.
deli and then like made me give the guy the
That's
money.
humiliating.
And I was mortified.
That is mortifying.
You can't get away with anything.
No.
What's the point of being a white passing man if you can't get away with anything?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Well, I get away with murder, so that's fine. Yeah, I
that's
kill
okay.
people.
That's a very like formative experience as
Oh
a young
yeah,
child.
huge. That's imprinted in my
Yeah,
memory
so then
forever.
you've never shoplifted ever again.
No,
I should
no.
stop. It's juvenile of me to do.
No.
It also doesn't matter. Stealing from Whole Foods is like good.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good.
Well, they weren't owned by Amazon yet.
Oh.
But they were still doing prison labor, so I guess
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
but now it's Amazon, so it's actually good for the environment.
I mean,
Yeah.
it didn't even matter because I did throw up the thing I
That is
shoplifted,
true.
so it like didn't
That
matter.
is true.
yeah,
And
you're
then-
giving it back to the world.
Yeah.
When I threw
Yeah.
up in the garbage can, this like employee came over and was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I think I just needed to do that." And then I was
I just need.
I was embarrassed.
Let
so I
me
was
explain
like,
to you what vomiting is.
yeah, I went through the whole science of it. And then I was like, "How often does this happen?" And she was like, "All the time." Constantly. So those are the girls you were up against.
Oh my
in
God.
college. Oh my God. I do think that when you described your college experience to me, I did like envy it a little because deep down I think I always wanted to be in a sorority because I've been at like internships where like, not to like insult everyone, but like everyone there was just like just baseline, just no personality.
Yeah.
And you say something like, where's the wine? And everyone goes, oh my God! That's so funny!
So you're like, I would have crushed in a sorority.
I would have. At
But
first,
there were some funny girls in my sorority. Like,
Really?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, for sure. There definitely were. Not everyone was like a comedian, but like there was definitely like a lot of personality and like funny girls. Actually, there were a
Do you
lot of
feel
funny
like
girls in
you
my
like?
sorority.
Do you feel like you really shone in the sorority, or were there other people like you thought? There
No,
were, like,
but also it's because like I didn't have a ton of like really good friends in the sorority, and like I was kind of a floater between cliques in my like pledge class, and then I studied abroad, and so I spent a semester away and was also like away that summer. So I just like when I came back, I wasn't really interested in doing the sorority thing anymore. But like I don't think I really stuck out as like the class clown or anything in the sorority. I was just kind of like,
who was the class clown in the sorority?
there was like a girl in the class below us who was like known as like the funny girl and stuff. And now I think she like works for like Deloitte and does this whole like life thing. But
it is so sad when you see someone who you think is so funny who like makes you laugh so much, and then they go into something that you consider just so boring.
But I'm like, to them, that's what makes them happy, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like they probably see my life and they're like, oh my God, I
know.
never want that.
There's a guy from my high school who like one day yelled in my face like, "You are not funny."
Oh
and
my
he
God.
was the class clown, and now he's like an astrophysicist.
Oh, well, that's
Okay.
pretty
Which is-
cool. And
that is a
good.
cool job.
How do you make that a narrative? You can't be like, it would have been different if it's like, now he's a comedian, or like now he's now he works at Deloitte. But no, it's like now he's done something good in the world, but he was still pretty mean, and now I'm doing the thing he said I couldn't do, but I'm not doing it very well.
Do you ever think like, okay, he said like something very mean to you, but then he went on to do like one of the smartest jobs in the world? Like, shit, was he right? Like,
I do think that. I do think that sometimes.
oh my.
It's weird that the
I would be
class
so
clown
yeah.
was also a bully.
Yeah,
little
well,
bit.
I think that's usually how it is.
Really? I think class clown is like self-deprecating and like makes fun of themselves.
Every class clown in my high school was such a fucking bully.
Well, you went to an
Oh,
insane high
because
school.
you went
went
to
to-
you went
I went to
to
LaGuardia,
the
yeah.
The
bully high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And they were like, none of their jokes made any sense. Like half the time, all they would do was just like in the middle of class go like, tight.
Yeah.
And everyone would laugh.
Yeah.
That was
and I'd be
huge.
like, what's
That
the
was my high school as
That
well.
was
Where's the
huge
setup?
among
Where's the
boys.
punchline?
Yeah, in 2010, that was huge among boys.
It was fun to say that though.
Yeah.
It was fun to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to cosplay that as a boy. That's your male privilege.
Wait, Lucas, where did you went to high school in the city, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. I went to high school in like the Midwood area of Brooklyn. Edward R. Murrow High School. Same
Shout
place that
out.
Marissa Tomei went.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, she was in My Cousin Vinny?
I don't know what that is.
God damn, get fucking cultured,
No,
Claire.
I haven't watched or seen anything. It's crazy that I want to work in
Oh,
film and
she only
television.
knows French.
Oh, we.
I was studying abroad that summer. I don't think I saw that TV show. That's cool.
Before we move on to
Oh my god. But yeah, no, it was a very big high school, and there was like
Is it like performing arts?
It was kind of a
Okay.
performing arts high
Yeah.
school. There was a very good theater program that I got to do, and we had like a little bit of that like kind of like a tiny bit of a snooty vibe, but
Okay.
like Gabby's high school is like the famous one.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
yeah.
Fame
Yeah.
high school.
I've never seen Fame, but I sure have heard about it.
Yeah.
I kind of would love to watch the movie Fame. I never saw it, but insanely, they used to play the theme music from the movie
yeah.
Fame over the third period announcements, and I was kind of like, you know that movie ends with like a girl getting an abortion in secret because the school like wouldn't help her, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's like a horrifying movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
their claim to fame.
I love a happy ending.
Yeah. Also, spoiler alert. I was gonna watch that later. No.
I actually don't know if that's
Yeah.
exactly what
That's
happens,
fine.
but narratively it made sense.
Yeah.
So
Indeed.
before we move on, I
Yes.
just want to ask you one thing. How connected are you to being French?
Me?
Is it like your whole thing?
Well, no, because I don't have French citizenship. And
But you do lose wars.
100%.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely lost the roast battle that I was last in, and will lose tonight. But I think I used to more. But then I started working at the French Institute Alliance Française in New York, where I worked for 2 years. And I just kind of like got worn out by all of it. And I am trying to be purposely vague. And so I don't really anymore. But I still love to travel to France, and I love French food. And I do like speaking French and stuff.
I was about to ask if you
Yeah.
like still speak French.
Yeah, occasionally. Like not as much as I used to, but I do. And then when I went to France last summer or spring for a wedding, and I was nervous about my French. Like I hadn't spoken in a while, but then I got there, and like when I touched down and I had to get an Uber, and I was talking to my Uber driver, it all just like came back naturally. So I can still
that's
like do it
awesome.
when I'm there, but I don't speak it as much here. But I don't like come to an open mic wearing a beret.
And why
Did
not?
you ever?
No.
Have you
But I
ever worn a
should.
beret?
No.
Damn it.
I tried them on at the store.
And just be like,
But I
I
was
would
like, I
crush this,
can't.
but no, I can't. I can't. I
I
can't
was
do
like,
this.
the world's not ready.
You've seen Emily in Paris, right?
No, I've never seen it.
Oh,
What have you
love
seen?
It looks I watch a lot of Jeopardy.
Oh, good.
ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, could you compete?
So I've failed I've never been asked for a callback like when I've taken the online test. So no, to answer your question. But when I'm watching it, I think I do pretty well.
Yeah.
But I am overdue to take the online test now, so I think I'm going to take it in the next couple of weeks.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
It is exciting, but I think I'd be so nervous on the show. Like I think I would choke under pressure.
I think
Even if
I
even
would
if
choke
knew
under
it.
pressure as well. And I feel
Yeah.
like I'm good with trivia.
Yeah, you seem like
Yeah.
you would be, and you're very
Whoa.
like level-headed.
I am, but I get.
Sorry,
was it?
you seem like you would be good at trivia.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like,
Is that a weird
You seem
thing
like
to
you
say?
spend a lot of time indoors.
Wait, am I
just say he loves trains. Just say it, Claire. Come on.
She said it, not me.
Yeah, you kind of said it though.
You guys invite me on your podcast. I antagonize you both for an hour. I leave.
Yeah.
Best day of my life.
Do you want to antagonize our
Autism
listeners?
shamer Claire Siemietkowski.
For you to shame everybody
Yes.
else, and I think that's
We are
beautiful.
going to ask that you shame we have listeners who write in with stuff they want us to talk about.
Oh.
And okay, I have this one pulled up. Hey, co-host and guest. Just listened to your latest episode where you talked about your mushroom trip and Gabby mentioning how important her sense of smell is for her. Here's the thing. I never had any sense of smell in my life, a condition called anosmia. So for me, listening to other people trying to explain smells to me, is very surreal but interesting. Like, how would you explain someone like me what things smell like? Often I don't even think about it. And if I don't mention it, nobody ever expects me not to be able to smell. But ever since COVID, people became more sensitive to not being able to smell or taste, which I, by the way, do quite good.
Oh.
Wait, that I don't understand.
Do quite good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they can't read either. But
Yeah. But how would you describe what a thing smells like?
Yeah, Claire.
Yeah.
How would you describe what things smell like?
This is very good. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess like for me, smells evoke memories. So it's like that's the value that they hold with me. You know, if you smell like a candle that your mom had in the kitchen growing up, like it kind of brings you back to that. But in terms of just like what it feels like to smell something, it's like being over. I don't know.
I would say
It's like describing what
Yeah.
a color looks like.
yeah. I would say that like smelling is like if the air had a different color.
Ooh.
That's good and better than what I said.
Thank you.
I was like, I have literally no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
And like
It's like tasting, but a different sense.
yeah.
That's literally not helpful.
I feel like it's like it seeps into your brain. Like if I smell like a pine, something,
Yeah.
I feel like there's like a sweetness, and then
Yeah.
it goes into my brain.
And it can like evoke different emotions. Like lilac or lavender will help you calm down, or be like eucalyptus is for relaxation. Like they can kind of lead to different emotions and
It
like
could also
responses, right?
definitely. Those kind of response. It also like tells you, are you outside or inside? You can often tell that with smell. It
Which
tells
you cannot tell visually.
Right.
No.
It also tells you if someone's baking cookies.
Indeed. Tell you if someone farted.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't know how I would describe that to someone who's never smelled anything before. And I wonder for people with that condition, like, what does food taste like? Because so much of taste is smell. So I wonder if even comparing it to taste would be helpful. You know what I mean?
I mean, there definitely are people that like can still taste, but remember what it was like to smell, and then they lost it. Probably with like
Right.
COVID. So there probably are people that like can
that's true.
describe that experience as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, describing. I remember trying to imagine what it would be like to describe what things look like to someone who's never seen anything
I
before,
think
and that's the
about that
hardest
all
thing in the world.
time. As a kid, I was so fixated on the idea of like, how do we all know that we're talking about the same thing when we say blue? Like we know the sky is blue, but like how do we know that I'm seeing what I think is blue and you're not seeing orange?
Like if you switched bodies and you saw like through their eyes, would everything be
and
totally
I'm sure
different?
science has like looked into that, but I just haven't read anything about it. So I've just wondered it for years and years.
Yeah,
But
I've wondered the exact same thing.
I think about that, like it weirds me out.
Do you think in the movie Freaky Friday that just like wasn't addressed enough?
That I have seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a huge oversight,
Yeah.
dramaturgically, to kind of quote Jeremy Strong.
That was when Jamie Lee Curtis started being everyone. She started with Lindsay Lohan, and then she worked her way up to everyone else.
Oh, when
Yes.
Jamie Lee Curtis is all of us.
Yeah.
Because
Indeed.
Angela Bassett
I was
did
trying-
the thing. By
Yeah.
the
Oh,
way,
I
with my
didn't
woman
engage
gang.
with that. I saw.
You're probably healthier
above
for it.
I was above it.
I just saw people talking about it on Twitter, and I wasn't sure what was going on, and I got overwhelmed, and I was like, I'm glad everyone's having fun. I'm gonna sit this one out. I didn't understand what that was. She sang a song at the BAFTA Awards.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a rap, and it was kind of like it wasn't like an amazing rap,
Right.
You know? It wasn't
I saw a couple clips, and then I saw people's reactions, and they were like, kind of.
Yeah, it like didn't. It
Very
didn't
confusing.
serve.
Yeah.
No.
it didn't
But in a way, it did. It was later considered camp.
Right, exactly. That was kind of my general takeaway from it.
Yeah.
But what does that have to do with Jamie Lee Curtis? It's so crazy.
She was
I
in
know.
Freaky Friday.
Oh, right. But
Yeah.
what does she have to do with Angela Bassett?
She switched. Yeah.
Oh, because one
I
of the
was making a
lyrics.
stretch of a riff.
No,
that's
I
all.
just haven't consumed any pop culture or culture at all.
What interesting for your yeast infection that you have no culture. Only culture down there.
You know, I'm bodying probiotics day and night.
That's I forgot to take my probiotic today,
Well, you're
even after you
fucked.
reminded me.
I literally told you.
You did tell me. I was
Wait, probiotics like makes more bacteria, so you're keeping
Well, I
it
need
going.
good bacteria.
Oh,
yeah, because the
And then
coochie
you get
gets
rid of the
dry.
bad
I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So for listeners, Claire and I both have some problems, so we talk about that. Let's see. Okay, this is a very short one, and I think
Okay.
you'll like it. Advice on how to flirt and fall in love on my choir's Hawaii trip.
Oh my god. Oh, that's so good. Oh, I love that.
Do we have
submission.
any indication of how old this person is?
No. I imagine high school
Okay.
because, or maybe college, like a choir.
Choir, yeah.
And
Anywhere
a Hawaii.
from 13 to 90.
Yeah,
is-
that's true. Yeah. Do you have something to say?
Sure, yeah, I do indeed. Okay, so you're on the trip. I would say maybe offer to get them a beverage somewhere. Like if you're at like a little reception after a show, be like, oh, do you want me to get you? I'm gonna run to the bar. Do you want me to get you
nice.
something like a Shirley Temple or something?
Yeah, definitely offer to get a Shirley Temple.
Definitely.
Or a virgin pina colada.
But don't say virgin because then it'll make things awkward.
Yeah.
If they're in high school or middle school,
Yeah, they'll assume. Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
you know, because they'll be like, weird
Yeah.
about that.
Every little thing. Oh my god,
I know.
every little word. What would you do?
So I already have like a
Brush his hair to the
So, okay, on the plane over there, like you guys are obviously sitting in different aisles. And so go up to their, like really kind of ham it up with the flirting, like go up to their aisle, crouch down and like talk to them while, you know, you're on the plane to kind of set the precedent that like you guys are going to be flirting on the trip. And then when you get off the plane, like, you know, they put lays on you. So like take a lay and like put a lay on them, get some like physical touch in there, but like not like too overtly flirty. And then just kind of like, yeah, flirt with them and like, I don't want to say neg because that's not everyone's thing, but just kind of express interest toward them the entire trip. And then if you guys can like sneak away at some point to just like, and then ask them to be kind of like overtly flirty toward them, but then at one point just ask to go on a walk with them at the beach and just have it be like holistic and nice and just talk and stroll on the beach together. And then you can have like real quality time while also having flirted. And that's a
great.
really good opportunity to kiss.
That's a great suggestion.
Yeah.
You had it in like stages. There were like phase one. You
I was
do
like,
the,
oh, no problem.
the plane.
I feel like you had
Love
like
it.
a Prezi about this somewhere, like in your.
Was this a plan you ever like enacted?
Well, one time I was on a trip in high school. I went to World Youth Day, which is like a Catholic youth worldwide summit in Madrid. And I like had a crush on this guy who was there from like Boston. And we kind of like played that game, but we never like went on a walk and like kissed or anything. But we would kind of like flirt and nag each other the whole trip.
Gotcha.
Another thing you could do, and I never did enact this one, but I did try. Well, you can integrate yourself into their friend group, and then
Yeah.
eventually, like the last day, somebody will play spin the bottle.
Yeah. Oh, spin the
Oh,
bottle.
yeah.
Spin the
Yes.
bottle.
Spin the bottle is a good one.
I think spin the bottle can be fun, even with people you're like platonically
Oh,
friends
same.
with.
Yeah, I've done it before. Yeah.
Oh, I did that with just pure friends in college, and it was great.
I feel like there's not enough spin the bottle right now. I mean, maybe that's just because I've been in a relationship for like 4 years.
well, also
but
because
Yeah.
of the global pandemic.
the what?
The global pandemic.
Who is this?
Who is she?
Does she go here?
But I think we should bring it back.
Okay, spin the bottle.
Spin the bottle.
Spin the bottle.
So
a
bring
new
that.
show.
So play spin the bottle in your
Yeah.
suggest. Maybe like plant the seeds. Like tell one of your best friends on the trip. Like, oh my god, wouldn't it be so funny if we all played spin the
Yeah.
bottle? And then just like float the idea around to a couple people until it becomes like a
Would it-
thing. Because these things like snake out, and eventually everyone will be like, it's like advertising.
Yeah. And then if your bottle lands on them, then you guys can kiss, and then later you can be like, even if the bottle didn't land on you, I wanted to kiss anyway. But like tighten it up, but like you can say something like that. But then
Yeah.
and then don't kiss them, just walk away. Wait, am I like emotionally manipulative?
I actually think you're giving perfect
No,
advice.
this is great advice.
I've been in the game too long. I'm like,
also-
I can do this in my sleep.
Yeah, there is another thing you can do, which is you can submit your crush to the
Simpfest.
Simpfest Google Forums.
We're gonna have all these middle schoolers at Simpfest
Oh
who are
my
wearing
God.
like Hawaiian t-shirts.
School night.
Oh my god. Okay.
What if you did like a spin the bottle show? Is that a thing you could, or would that be too disgusting?
that, but then I feel like people would have some qualms with that.
A spin the
Maybe.
bottle show, yeah,
Yeah.
probably. They'd
Yeah.
be like, oh,
I mean, it doesn't mean I'm not already planning it, but
Yeah.
I think people would
Yeah.
have some objections.
they'd say what you said. They'd be like, oh, what about COVID? I'd be
Yeah.
like, what about what?
Who?
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never heard of her.
Yeah.
No.
You got yours.
I have another one. So I have this major issue and I need some advice ASAP. Okay, so I've been dating this guy for a few months now, and things have been going really well. But the thing is, oh my fucking god,
I'm so scared.
I found out that he's actually my cousin. Like we didn't know each other growing up or anything, but we share the same blood. I know it sounds super scandalous, but hear me out. I don't want to hear you out. We didn't find out until we were watching Precious, based on the novel Push by Sapphire. Thank you for specifying.
LOL.
Oh my god. Which is an amazing movie, by the way. Agreed, yes. Oscars, beautiful. There's this scene where Precious finds out that her boyfriend is actually her half-brother, and it got us thinking about our own situation. We've talked about it, and we both still really like each other, but we're not sure if we should continue dating or not. Like, is it too weird? Will our family disown us? I don't know what to do. Please help me out here. What should I do? Should we keep dating or break things off? Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for me, confused and scandalized. Yes, break up! Don't date your cousin.
Wait, I'm confused because how did they find out that they were cousins?
I have a confession about this one.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
It's you.
No, literally, I sent Lucas this one being like, it's so juicy, I can't believe this. Literally 5 minutes before walking to the studio, my friend Nick texted me, did you read my submission yet? And I was like, what submission? He wrote this one in with AI.
I was going to say, I feel like someone's pulling your leg.
Fucking Nick. Nick Cohen is the author of our Two Nosy Meerkats theme song.
Oh,
One of my good friends lives in LA and has gotten really into ChatGPT.
Oh my god. I'm so relieved. I'm so fucking... I just believed this.
That's why they went into so much detail about the movie Precious. I kind of want to answer it anyway. I was going to be like...
No, here's the thing is that we've had like people submit who like say that much unnecessary detail.
I'm sure that happens like to people in real life who like find out that they're cousins, and it is like a real conundrum.
Yeah. I have a story.
Hear it.
It's never this close, but there is.
What'd you do?
No. I didn't do anything. Nothing happened. But I once
glad this is sparking the discourse.
I know.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, we needed to talk about it.
I once, after a voiceover class, got drinks with like a bunch of people, and there was someone who I thought was like really pretty, and like afterwards, like we were chatting, and I knew that she was from New Jersey, and we were just chatting, and I was like, hey, where in New Jersey are you from? And she said Nutley, and I was like, my dad's from Nutley. And then she was like, wait, what was your dad's name? And I was like, well, like my last name is Arnold, but originally the last name before it was changed and like anglicized, it was Aronowitz. And she was like, I have Aronowitzes in my family. And then we've never pinpointed a common relative, but we're just convinced that we were probably related.
Yeah.
And like later on, she was like, oh, thank God that we didn't have a Jon and Daenerys moment.
I don't know what that is
Oh,
either.
it was Game of Thrones characters
Oh, okay.
who are spoiler, they're
Right.
related. They're
Sorry to say, but like I never watched Game of Thrones, and like why would there be someone in like the BC era named John?
That's a good question.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They also have like a Ned.
What's next, Kyle? Like, please. Okay.
There probably is a Kyle. There probably
It's
is.
like not believable storytelling.
A dragon named Slade.
Yeah. There's also a Rob, just a guy called Rob.
Absolutely
No,
not.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
No,
What would
just-
you do if you accidentally hooked up with your cousin?
I'd be like, oh, tough. Let's not tell anyone about this, and then probably move on. I feel like, John Adams and Abigail, weren't they
Probably.
cousins?
Oh, Eleanor Roosevelt.
Yeah,
and
that's
Franklin.
what
They're
that's what
distant cousins.
that's what
They
I'm
are.
thinking
But
Yeah.
they were beards,
Oh
I think.
Which cancels it out.
So I guess
Yeah.
it's different if you don't fuck.
It really is.
Oh, it absolutely is.
Yeah. I don't know what I would do. I think I would like have a whole identity crisis and like freak the fuck out if I did
Yeah.
accidentally fuck my cousin. But I know all my cousins unless someone has like a secret family.
Ooh.
We actually have a common friend whose name I will not mention, but is Dominican, and that she was once like just like visiting family, but then like went out to like just the beach and just started like meeting a guy, started chatting, sparks are flying, and then found out that they were related because the island is so small.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, if I went to like the Polish neighborhoods in Philadelphia, that'd probably happen to me.
Yeah.
Not quite the beaches of where was she from? The DR?
Yeah, DR. Yeah.
It reminds me of that Sean Kingston song. We can go to the tropics or we can go to the slums. It's like we can go to the beaches of the DR or we can go to the Polish neighborhoods.
We can
of
go get a
Philadelphia.
Philly cheesesteak.
Yeah.
We'll find family.
We can go to Gino's.
Yeah. We'll find the hot cousin.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I hope that happens.
Do we have? Is there another one that we have, or is that it?
I think there is one more actually.
Ooh, pull
but
it
it's,
up.
But it's kind of about me. But you're welcome to answer it.
Oh, I have it up here.
Okay,
I like
tell it.
this.
Okay. So this is for Gabby, so I will read it to you. So you talked about you talked about how you're clairvoyant in another episode.
I am.
You said how psychics keep coming up to you. Do you think they saw us clairvoyantees before you did?
Oh, that's really interesting. I thought it was just that older women can always tell I'm looking for a mother figure, and that's why they come up to me.
What do you mean you're clairvoyant? I think I am too.
I think I can just always tell when something's gonna happen before it happens.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like I have somewhat of an idea of who's gonna die first and blah blah blah.
Who do you think is going to die in this room first?
Me.
Why? Oh, why do you say that?
Because I'm convinced I'm going to die of cancer when I'm relatively young, but not that old.
I agree.
But also not that young.
Yeah.
Is what I meant.
I think
I could so see you
in
dying.
an age where it's sad, but not that sad. Not
Yeah.
30s, but
like
Yeah.
41?
54 is the,
54? Okay.
54. That's pretty good.
it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be you, me, and then you. You're
That's
gonna
what
live.
I think.
Lucas, I feel like is gonna live until very old.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. My dad didn't make it to 80, so I still have a chance of dying not too old.
Before.
Yeah,
We're all encouraging each other.
Yeah.
You'll die young.
Hey, you'll die young. Well, I think the thing is, it's just saddest to think about outliving people.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I never think about that. So now I'm overcome with dread right now.
Who in the comedy community do you think is going to have true longevity? Really long
I
life?
think Adam
into the
Matrani
90s?
will live till 120.
Oh, I don't think so.
Really?
Whoa.
Or die at 30.
Yeah. That's a good question.
Yeah. I have a theory that Ryan Seawiz is going to last a long time.
Yeah, I can see that.
I see
We just had him on for listeners who.
I see every ailment just forgetting to go near him.
I love the idea that in death it's just a video game where it's you're kind of avoiding the ailments.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I could see David Dobbins living a really long time.
I think so too. I mean, he's very fit. I feel like that's the
that
whole
is
thing
true.
of it.
Weirdly, I don't get the same vibe. I feel like something would take him.
Predicting our friends' deaths on
Yeah.
camera, and I do love that.
And we're naming names first and last.
Yeah.
That's how toxic we are. I think with clairvoyance, I mean, I wonder what you think of it. I feel like it's just something that I don't know that I'm necessarily super clairvoyant about everything. I just think I might be intuitive.
That's what I was going to say. Not
Yeah.
to be I am psychic, but I think it is deep intuition. And I actually sat next to relatively recently. I sat next to a woman on a plane who turned out to be a spiritual guide, and we talked the whole flight, which is really unlike me. And she was I can tell you're a very intuitive person. You have deep intuitions, if not partially clairvoyant. And we had only talked for 20 minutes at that point. So, but I get you. It's you just have these profound intuitions that are just too strong to be incorrect.
I can generally tell when I'm gonna if I apply to something, I can tell whether I'm gonna get it or not.
Yeah.
I'm the same.
Yeah.
I have a question. I've recently realized that a lot of my natural instincts when I form an opinion on something, they're actually correct. But for so much of my life, I never trusted those instincts because I never trusted myself. Was there ever a point where you didn't trust these natural judgments that you just instinctively made?
Well, to me, they're not really judgments. It's I know what's going to happen. It's not I need to do one thing or the other based on the outcome I foresee. It's just this is decidedly going to happen.
I see.
But I feel I have always questioned my judgments until my instincts until pretty recently, and I learned to trust my gut. But honestly, what taught me to do that is watching Jeopardy, because I'll be oh, I think it's this, and then I'll want to change my answer, and I'll be no, never mind. And then it is always what you think it's gonna be. And that's a metaphor for life.
Nice.
I love that. That
That's
leads us
incredible.
nicely into the last segment.
Indeed.
Oh my gosh.
Claire, tell us how you think people perceive you, and then we'll tell you how we actually perceive you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a good question. I actually think about this a lot because I think people can have kind of strong perceptions of me before they meet me or talk to me. I think, I often don't have a very I've been told, ever since I was in high school that I have resting bitch face and I am intimidating and I'm not approachable. So I think that I can be easily perceived as a bitch and someone who is kind of cold. But I think when people start talking to me, I'm a pretty affable person. But I think I can be perceived as standoffish.
It's interesting. I literally perceived you the opposite.
Oh, thank God.
I think I first
I don't want to
you-
be perceived like that.
I met you at the Zoom mics, and then we were on Divya and Alex's show together.
Yes, yeah.
And I remember being like, she's so sweet.
Yeah, I also like felt like I did so bad on that show and was really beating myself up about it, and I was just like not in a good headspace that night. But like you did so well on that show, and you walked in. I was so nervous, and you walked in so confident and collected, and you went up on stage, and I was like, I need to channel that energy.
Oh, stop.
I literally remember that night.
I think the reason I was very confident that night was because I had just come from doing Lucas's show where I had probably the best set I'd ever had in my life.
Wow.
So then I didn't feel like I did
one.
very well because I was like not doing as well as I was that last set. And then I started like screaming at the audience to wake up.
Well, also the audience was like dead.
They were dead. Yeah, it was crazy.
I was like, why did you
That's the
even walk
worst.
into this building?
I don't think you should have like felt bad about that because like even like Zach Zimmerman, who's such a funny comic, went up and like, kind of had a tepid they had like a tepid reaction.
Yeah, they were dead to everyone.
It is such an underratedly good feeling when there's someone you respect tell you that they hated the audience as well.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is such a relieving thing.
Yeah.
I had that with Nick Tallelli recently where he was
he's
like,
great.
oh, I hate, and I was like, oh,
Thank God.
Oh my God. It's not just me.
Because also it can feel like a cop-out sometimes to be like, oh, the audience is bad. It's like, no, it's your job to bring the audience in and stuff.
Yeah.
But sometimes they just like don't want to be there and they decide already that they don't like you. And it's like, well, there's nothing I can do about that.
That's
It's
why I
your job
started
to open the door, but sometimes
screaming
they
at-
don't walk in for dinner.
Yeah.
They just don't do it.
I started like screaming at them. My girlfriend was like, you were like so aggro. Like, why? And then it turned out like we got a sandwich after. I was like, I was really hungry. She was like, you cannot go on stage hungry. Like, stop going on stage hungry. But I'm glad that you thought I had a good set. I really appreciate that.
But for what I can say for you is that I remember that me, you, and then a small group of other people, we all went out to dinner the same night that I met you, I think.
Was that the night that we met?
I think so.
Okay.
That's
I
in my mind.
remember that dinner.
Yeah. But I remember. I'm trying to think. Did I meet you before? I don't think I did. But I remember thinking, oh, she's really funny. But I was intimidated not because of you, but because I'm intimidated by everyone I think is good who I don't know yet. And so I was really glad that I was gonna get to like go out and like just hang out. And then I was like, oh, cool. She's the nicest person ever.
Oh my God, that's so nice.
So, yeah.
I was like kind of stressed. I felt like the social dynamic at that dinner was like stressful to me. Cause like,
Really?
Well, because none of us, I wasn't really close friends with anyone there. And I feel like there were like some side conversations happening and some people knew each other better than others. And I was like, never wanted anyone to feel like they weren't being engaged in the conversation. I was more stressed about that. I think I also got like pretty stoned before that dinner.
I was also very stoned as well. Well, there was like, that's the thing is that I was high and then I was like at a dinner with all people that I really didn't know that well. So I was like, cool, let's meet people.
I also like thought people were being really funny. So at certain points, I was just kind of like watching and observing as if I was like watching a TV show. And I forgot I was like a participant in the conversation.
Just like,
so I think I was just like being really weird.
That happened.
But
no, you weren't weird at all.
Oh, cool. That's amazing.
I know.
It's fine. It wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
I think also something I like about you is like you're not like there is a temptation I think in the comedy scene to like be friendly but also still be kind of postury, like especially in the scene we're in where like everyone is trying to like make, you know, different identities like feel comfortable and like that's good, but then there is a temptation to be like, well, I'm the most evolved one in the room.
Yeah.
And I've never felt that from you.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy to hear that. I try to be like approachable and just kind and, you know,
You are.
down to earth girl next door.
Oh, you're so
No,
down
just
to
kidding. But just like genuine.
You're so lovely, and I'm gonna say
Thank you.
so many cruel things about you
And
tonight.
I'm gonna watch, and I'm gonna love it so
You're
much.
coming?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
good,
come.
good,
Oh yeah,
good.
no, I think I'm gonna try to go to the mic at Pete's at 5.
Nice.
Molly is late, so I'll be there like before.
Yeah,
and
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
so
my
excited
God.
Do I
to see
get to
this.
say nice things about you now?
No,
Okay.
You can.
if you must, but that's not a requirement
Oh,
for
okay.
the
It's
guests.
not a
Do people
requirement.
typically
No,
do it?
We have this segment to literally just shower our guests with some
I love
positivity.
that.
Yeah, to give the
nice.
golden
That
shower.
is that it's not. There's to give the what? Sorry.
The golden shower. She didn't see it coming. I snuck up on her.
Do you say that every episode?
No. Just you.
And you know what? That was just for you.
Thank you. That was the best golden shower I've ever received.
Aww.
If you want to say those nice things.
Yeah,
If you-
no, I
if you
will.
must, yeah.
No, well, Gabby, I've told you this before, but like your mic, even on Zoom, was like one of the first times I really felt accepted, and like there was people who knew me and remembered me and welcomed me into a comedy environment, and I was so grateful for that. And like you're just so joyous and like welcoming and friendly, and that is so important to someone who's like just starting out in comedy and literally has 0 friends and doesn't even know if they're good at it. So that was amazing, and you're just a lovely person and so fun and funny, and we're psycho in the same ways, and that makes me feel connected to you.
I love it.
And Lukas, you were just so genuine and always like really inclusive. Like you started inviting me to things like dinners and stuff at your house before I like really was close with you, and that was just like really nice and inclusive. And you know, you have
from the beginning, I'm sorry, forgive me for interrupting, but from the moment I was like, oh, Claire's someone I want to know better.
Oh yeah, well,
immediately.
I felt the same, and you're just so genuine and easy to talk to, and someone who has like the social capital that you have online and stuff could very easily be like standoffish and write people off and act in the way that Clara roasted you for, and like you very much don't do that, and it just is so nice to be with genuine people in comedy. Not that everyone's fake, but like it's not always like that. And whenever I see you guys anywhere, I'm like, okay, family's here, like it's gonna be okay. Like,
oh, thank you.
I can be my real self with
That's
you guys.
how I feel about you, and it's nice to not have to like, you know, clamp down.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, we gotta do bits.
Yeah,
we gotta do bits.
Let's riff. My eyes are like bleeding because I'm riffing too hard.
Oh my God, I'm white knuckling. Please talk about if you have any shows coming up, anything special going on. Where can people find you?
Yeah.
Yes. Plug and promote.
My show Simpfest is on Thursday, April 20th, 420 at Heart Bar in Bushwick. It's at 8:30 p.m. I'm on Instagram at Siemietkowski, Twitter, TikTok, all of that. Find me online.
Hell yeah.
And in person.
Indeed.
Definitely find her in person.
Find her at Dwayne Reed.
Yeah.
Find her at Dwayne Reed. She's not shoplifting.
Not at the one near me. No.
But at the one not she's shoplifting.
At all the other ones, yeah.
Yeah. This is coming out next week. April 23rd, I'm going to be doing Two Perfect Girls. I'm doing their show Sunday, April 23rd. That is on my website. Also posting through my socials. You already know. Yeah. No, that's it for me for the near future.
I think I'm going to put up a clip next week. Which is so exciting. I don't put up enough reels.
Me either.
I need to put up more reels. And
I'm trying to push myself to do more stand-up reels as well.
Yeah, you just posted one. It was good.
It was really good.
And it was polished. Like the quality was good.
Oh, I'm glad.
He's a quality boy. Thank you. I'm doing Soapbox on April 20th.
Hell yeah, you are.
Comedians talk about one topic for 1 minute that matters to them, and I don't know what I'm going to say because I can form a strong opinion about literally anything.
Yeah.
And what else? Embarrassingly, I'm going to Coachella this weekend, so I'm really excited about that.
Oh my God.
Oh, and next week after this episode comes out, it's going to be our 101st episode, which is in the very Meerkats way. We are celebrating 100 episodes, 1 episode late. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, I almost forgot. If you go to the University of Delaware, I'm going to be coming down to do an hour.
Whoa.
April 28th.
Yeah, he's not even going to be on a stage. He's just going to do it in the quad.
No.
Yeah. I'll be in your library. Find me.
You're going to like take someone's AirPod out and like tell them a joke. Like, hey, excuse me.
He's going to fly in where the Frisbee's going.
I'm going to stand on 5 textbook and say, this is the most expensive stage I've ever stood on.
Wait, that's a good joke.
All that remains to say, Claire, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you
being
so
an
much.
awesome
Thank you
guest.
for having me.
Do you
This
have
was
any
so fun.
final words for our listeners?
Yes.
My final words, I'm glad the cousin thing was just a joke. That really made me
Yeah, me
nervous
too.
for a little bit. I'm
all.
sorry if I said anything untoward. I think it'll probably happen again at some point, but just know that I love you guys and I had the time of my life today.
We love you too.
We love you too.
And to you guys, see you never.
Stopping at 100 on top.